Hey guys, and welcome back to AVGN Adventures, and here we've got Boo Haunted House, which is easily the worst level in the game, because for some reason this is the level where they decide to stop being fair for a level, and it's not my favorite. Like, here's the thing about AVGN Adventures that I was trying to explain in earlier parts, is that most of the time the game is pretty fair in that almost everything is marked. Like, for example, if there's a platform that's about to crumble, it's usually a different tile graphic or something like that. And things really aren't that clear in Boo Haunted House, and not to mention that even if you're tiptoeing through the game normally, you have to super tiptoe because you can't see shit at all the time because you can only see platforms that are about like 3 feet away from you, and it's annoying, and it's just not a very fun level in general. So
yeah, I'm already getting that sense. Oof.
Yeah.
Combine the slipperiness that I mentioned earlier, along with the plethora of death blocks.
Oh, this level, I think, probably even has them more than the last level in the game. I would say.
If not, then pretty close.
Yeah. And as you can tell by the fact that I had 29 lives, yes, I did edit out a game over. I got all the way up to the boss and lost, so I was pretty frustrated.
Oh, jeez.
Though this level's boss is probably one of the more annoying ones. I mean, it's fun once you get the pattern down, but it's hard to deal with because you're dealing with two separate entities at once. But we'll get to that one.
It gets pretty frantic.
Yeah. I will say that in general, the bosses are one of the best part of this game. And it's just really annoying that you could often lose like 10-15 lives to them on your first try. So considering how much
oh
luck
god, it's the glitch gremlin.
Yeah, he's one of the power-ups you get. He stops the level temporarily so that you can platform a little bit more easily.
Oh, he's an ally?
Yeah, he's an ally.
That's interesting because he's usually messing with the nerd in his videos.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm not sure why he's a power-up, but hey, I honestly get more use out of him than Mega Death Price, because you can use the Gremlin twice. And generally speaking, enemies aren't usually what give me shit during the main level. It's the obstacles. So being able to stop stuff is certainly very helpful.
You know, I keep wondering if maybe the abundance of hell and ghost-themed levels in this game is so that the death blocks don't look hideously out of place for the entire time.
It might be. And I mean, I don't know if you could have really reskinned them into anything else with the way that they wanted to position them, is the thing. And when you're playing the second game, they're notably less common. And even the trailer says, like, more levels, more, like, something, and then it says less death blocks. So they knew that was the biggest the biggest complaint that people had about the game. So yeah, but you know, what's annoying is when they blindside you, I think, because there are several times where you'll like jump somewhere and there's no way to expect death blocks. Like there's that death block in that jump that you can easily hit while you're trying to jump over other death blocks. So
yeah.
Yeah, it almost reaches Kaizo levels of just placement.
Yeah, but you had save states in Kaizo.
That's a good point.
Has anybody ever done a no save states Kaizo run? I mean, someone probably has.
Well, they did Kaizo stuff in AGDQ last.
More to the point, has anyone in the history of Kaizo ever done a blind first run of Kaizo where they swore off save states completely?
I mean, I'm sure it has to have happened because there's a video for everything on the internet.
No. There are videos of people beating Kaizo without save states. Has anyone ever done that on their first run through the game?
You're talking about a blind Kaizo playthrough that doesn't use save states.
Yeah.
They'd probably, by the end of that playthrough, they'd probably end up being better at Kaizo than almost anybody else who's played it, though. I will probably have to say, because
yeah, they walk in like a wimpy nerd and they come out with chiseled abs. Just from playing a video game. I don't know how they did it.
That reminds me of a comic strip online that I saw where a mother's got a little kid on her knee saying, this game will make a man out of you, and then mid-sentence she's interrupted in the next panel by the guy transforming into a fat hairy dude.
That's not what I meant, Mom. Gosh, Mom, you just don't understand. It's censorship.
You play this game, grow some hair on your knuckles, yeah, and many other places.
We'd rather not mention.
It's funny because I don't think people grow hair on their knuckles. Like, on the back of their hand, yeah, but not on the knuckle.
I've got a little bit of hair on my knuckles, like a couple of...
But to say you haven't watched Lupin the Third.
Now hold on, are we talking the actual knuckle or like the bottom half of the finger?
Like, you mean
'cause,
like the actual joint? No, not on the... Well, I mean, there's hair on all over your body, so there's probably like minuscule hairs on my knuckles, but I'm more talking about like in between the joints.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah,
you
in
grow
between
hair.
the joints is where you grow hair, but I think people were meant like literally on your knuckles.
Well, no, that's a bad idea. It just compromises the flexibility of the knuckle.
I don't see how hair follicles will interrupt the flexibility.
There's more stuff in there, John. It gets in the way.
I doubt it'd be any threat.
You gotta shave that off so that you can get a 0.5 milliseconds better speedrun time. Gosh,
Actually,
John.
shaving a knuckle sounds kind of painful.
That's actually true if you're a swimmer.
Yeah, but no, but speedrunners are doing it now too. They're getting really committed. Like here,
Shave all body.
Bimy's coming.
Oh dear. Bimmy.
Yeah, Bimmy and Jimmy.
The Halloween-centric episodes are some of my favorite of the nerds. There's a few. The Halloween-centric stuff, the console reviews, actually, are some of my favorite ones.
My favorite nerd videos are probably the 3-part Ghostbusters trilogy on the Ghostbusters games. Is probably my favorite, but when it comes to classic nerd, I think Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th are some of the ones that hold up the best, personally.
The thing, one of the things about the Halloween episodes is that it never seemed overbearing when the nerd got theatrical with stuff during those videos. One of the things that I and I guess a lot of other people have noted that the nerd struggled with at one point was getting a bit too enthusiastic about his special effects and stuff, to the point where it was detrimental to the actual review.
There was a period where there was like a special guest that he would beat up in almost every video, which got a little bit overbearing. Oh, I should mention that Die Farts Consumed is my favorite level in the game. For one thing, it's one of the easier levels, but not like painfully easy. Second off, the music is fucking fantastic. Like, this is one of the best chiptune songs I've ever heard. And third off, I love all the Doom references that I didn't get when I first played it because I hadn't played Doom. But like the name is a riff on like Thy Flesh Consumed, which was an extra level in Doom, and like the little demons that are made out of shit, I think are called Caco demons in Doom. So I think that their official name is probably Caca demons in this game. So yeah, so this is easily my favorite level in the game. And fun fact, this is the only level in this game that I don't die in all the way through, up until the boss. I die at the boss, but I get through all of like the platforming obstacles without a single death. So, I'm awesome. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
Who are those guys?
Oh, that's Craig and Chad from Screw Attack. They basically run Screw Attack. Like Stutter and Craig had been a part of Screw Attack since the nerd was since
the inception, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I remember when it was him and Handsome Tom. Okay, so I'm a seasoned veteran on the.
I remember this reference.
On the Ghost of Christmas Past, bitch.
Oh, a shark on fire with lasers on its head.
I can't remember what video that was from though. Was that?
Do I?
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Well, sharks with laser beams coming out of their eyes is an Austin
Dr.
Powers.
Evil.
Yeah, that's an Austin Powers reference. It being on fire, I don't know how. But
Because it's awesome.
The fire was added by the nerd just to emphasize how over the top the concept was.
well, that was also one of the jokes in
Yes.
the Super Pitfall video.
Yeah, that was just straight up brought into the D&D level, where you go down the pit, and then there's like there's all the shit that he says would have been in the pit in Super Pitfall.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Yeah, mentioning Pitfall, I mean, there was a game I was always curious about during the PS1 days that I never had a chance to play outside of a demo disc. Pitfall 3D. Is it any?
Oh, God.
Is it any good? Does anyone know?
I can't imagine it being any good. When I was at Anime Boston the other day, I found Earthworm Jim 3D for the N64, and I have to imagine that that's pretty terrible. I've never played it though, but
well,
like,
the thing is, it's not like Pitfall has been a completely bad series in any sense. Like
no,
the original
but...
Pitfall was good for its time, and what was it? The Mayan Adventure, Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure, which I played on the Genesis. Don't know if there was a Super Nintendo version or not. That's a good game.
Okay.
Yeah, Pitfall Atari is considered a classic.
Yeah, but I always thought that Pitfall was one of those series that kind of just dropped off the face of the earth as soon as it left, like, that first game.
Well, I think as soon as Mario came.
Well, even if Pitfall 3D was decent, I think it might have fallen completely out of relevance when Tomb Raider hit the scene.
Oh yeah, basically, because like, who would play? Because Tomb Raider's basically Pitfall with boobs. Now that I think about it, so.
And guns.
And guns.
Well, that and it basically redefined 3D adventures, so.
Yeah,
for the time.
Well, yeah, for the time.
Did Tomb Raider come out before? I should have died on those death blocks there. That was me. I fell to get that Mega Death Christ, and my sprite was halfway into a death block, so I was standing there for a moment, like, oh, thank Christ. Thank Super Mega Death Christ.
Super Mega Death Christ.
Death Christ.
But did Tomb Raider come out before Mario 64 or after?
After.
After? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, wait. I'm thinking the original Tomb Raider, because
I think that was 97.
Mario. No. I'm pretty sure original Tomb Raider was mid 90s. Let me check, because I remember, because Mario 64 is 96, right?
Yeah, 96.
Yes.
It was basically the game to play on the.
I'm pretty sure Tomb Raider. Oh, same year. October of 96.
So a month after Mario 64.
Alright, but they were developed around the same time.
Yeah, I think Mario 64 might have come out earlier in Japan, though. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, this is what the internet's for, so allow me.
I thought the internet was for angry video game reviews.
But you can find me at somecoffeejohnny at youtube.com. Well, I'm not really angry.
Yeah, no, you dropped being angry, like...
Oh, did I stop being angry in 2009?
Yeah, you dropped being angry years ago.
Yeah.
So what do you call Waluigi Island then?
No, I think you're talking about my channel specifically.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
also, you were
this
cheating.
looks like a really painful boss to play. A brain's ovaries. What?
BrainScratch comes. I've got something to tell you, Hellfire. I'm pregnant, and FTCR is the father.
the fire.
Yeah, it was forged in the dark of night. The trick to this boss is actually using the bullshit man, because then you don't have to aim. You just kind of, because it goes in an arc, so you just shoot whenever he's in the down part of his figure 8 format, and then you're good. I forgot
It's almost remarkably similar to the unicorn.
Yeah, that's something a lot of people brought up, is that a lot of things share patterns.
Yeah.
Particularly the figure 8 pattern and the kind of swirly pattern.
Yeah, the Medusa head pattern.
Yeah, so...
In a sense.
Yeah, it's, it is, I do think it is a detriment of the game that everything is so similar. And that is something that they took efforts to change in the sequel, is to change up not only the level structure to make it more distinct in each level, but the bosses are definitely have a lot more originality to them in terms
Wouldn't it suck if you killed the boss and then hit a death block?
No, that can happen. You actually saw that in the Future Fuckballs. I killed the boss, and it was doing its death explosion, but I got hit by one of its projectiles that was still lingering, and I died and had to fight the boss over again. I think it was my first try, too, so I got...
I would have just cut past that death at that point. That's bullshit.
Well, I left in a handful of deaths because the boss fights are over in about 30 seconds without them, so I wanted to leave in a few deaths so that we could actually talk about the boss. And not because I was lazy. Right.
And Super Mario 64 came out in Japan in June of 1996.
Ha! Tomb Raider sucks. It's just a Mario 64 ripoff. Like, oh my god.
Boobs. And guns.